What's up guys? We're back with a video that is long overdue, and that is what do we do with the inside of these sneakers that we're restoring. So we've touched on a couple of these points, but I just wanted to go through from start to finish of what I do before we actually begin any restoration. Wait, do you guys remember these? These are the ones we got from Japan for like, I don't remember, but it was a really good deal. And we were going to restore them, and then I kind of just disappeared for a while. I'm sorry about that, but we're going to do it now. So, for those of you that are new, this is Vintage Kicks Gallery. All right, we've got a pair of 1985 UNCs and we're gonna get started right away. You're gonna need a few things for this. You're gonna need white vinegar, you're gonna need some laundry detergent, it's up to you what kind, some OxiClean, and I recommend the spray stuff, some Otoban, Angelus Easy Cleaner, 802 spot remover, some clean water, and a couple brushes. So we're gonna get started by just brushing off the top layer of dust, everything like that that we don't wanna get soaked in. And we're also going to remove the insole. And as you can see on these, they've got some problems. They've got these, they almost look like mold marks, but they're on the tongue and they're also on the insole. And I'd really like to save these insoles. It's up to you guys to determine if your insole is worth saving or not. A lot of these are going to crumble and just basically come apart when you try to clean them. So do at your own risk. All right, I'm gonna get started by pre-treating everything with the OxiClean. And to do that, all we do is just get a good layer on there and we're gonna soak this. Make sure you get the back of the tongue. Basically everywhere that you see fabric, cover it and cover it well till you got plenty. And then lightly scrub it in just to let it soak here. So all we're doing here is just letting it get to the surface, letting it get inside and basically soak in. So we're not doing any actual scrubbing to take anything off yet. This is just to kind of distribute it all around. Now you do want to be careful on the 80s and 90s Nikes that have that side stamp on there, because if you scrub it too hard, that thing's coming off. Same goes with the 85 collars. Be careful around there. All right, now that we've got that soaking, let's move on to the insole, because this stuff takes about 10 minutes to activate. Now on the insole, we're gonna take a little bit different of an approach. As opposed to using OxiClean, we're gonna go straight white vinegar. And for those of you that don't know, white vinegar is a great cleaning solution that is pretty safe. It's all natural, obviously, because it's just vinegar, but the only problem is it smells really bad. All right, be careful around where the logo is put on the insole. This one's in pretty good shape, so I'm not too worried about it. But if you're too aggressive with those, it's coming off. All right, now we wait 10 minutes and we let the OxiClean do its thing. All right, guys, 10 minutes is up. We're pretty close to it. So we're gonna get started on the actual scrubbing part of this. Now, the way I do this is I use laundry detergent, pretty much, I wanna say a half scoop for a small thing like this. So very, very concentrated. A little bit of the Angelus Easy Cleaner and then some hot water. That gives you a solution that's very similar to this. So we're gonna use our handy rotary brush here too. And we're gonna start with the tongue. Basically, we're gonna dip this in like we always do. Get a good coating on here. It's already pretty wet from the OxiClean, but we're gonna keep going with that. And once we've got that distributed, let's go ahead and scrub. Now, when scrubbing the inside here, again, pay attention to where that stamp is. And guys, if your collars are already crunchy, don't think this is gonna bring them back, because unfortunately it doesn't. The hardest areas to really get, or the areas that pick up the most soiling, are right in here at the edges. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's sweat and then it molds or whatever it is, but that is the area that's really tough. So give that a little extra scrub. Okay, now in 85s, you gotta really assess the condition of the collars. If they are starting to chip, fray, anything like that, don't use this up top. Use a toothbrush if you have to, but you wanna be really careful. These, fortunately, are in tremendous condition. They're very, very soft, supple still. I'm not worried at all about them crumbling or coming apart. Okay, now that we've got the shoe soaking again, let's move on to that insole. And guys, these can be a pain to do. Don't be afraid of bleach either. So if you have a pair that's really, really bad, you can use diluted bleach. Now, the only caveat with that is you have to. You really, really have to rinse it out good. If you don't, it's gonna turn yellow. A lot of people think that bleach turns fabrics yellow. The case is, really, they're just not rinsing it well enough. So both the tongue as well as the insoles can be bleached, but again, dilute it a lot and rinse that thing twice. Guys, we've got a lot of soiling right around where the Nike Air logo is. I'm not going to get too aggressive with that because after all, we don't want that thing coming off. But if you can, I don't know, use a toothbrush around there. It actually works. All right, now that we've got the insole soaking again, we're going to do the exact same process once over again. The reason being, I want to give this thing a couple coats. After that, we're going to go rinse, then we'll go assess again. All right, guys, the insole, not looking that great, but don't lose faith yet. I think we can add a little bit of diluted bleach and bring this thing back. But first, let's go rinse all of this out. And when we rinse it, we want to make sure we rinse it really well. And here's what I mean by that. If we just rinse this thing out and just let it dry, what's going to happen is that soiling that's inside the old sweat, the 36 years of whatever these things saw, that's all going to come to the surface. So we've all cleaned a pair of white fabric shoes. They look clean, they look great, and then we let them dry and all of a sudden we see these brown marks all over them. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what we're going to prevent. So let's go rinse these. You guys aren't coming along, but just know, rinse, wring it out, rinse, wring it out, repeat. All right, guys, these are thoroughly rinsed. I hate to tell you, but we're doing this whole process over again. That's right, you do it twice. The reason being, that soiling I was talking about that comes from the inside and comes out, we got to get rid of that now. But this time we're going to do it a little different. We're using just straight Angel's Easy Cleaner and water. We're skipping the fabric detergent. I can't speak today. And we're going from there. Now, in this solution now, I have highly diluted bleach. What for? This insole. So let's go ahead and not mix those up. Otherwise, this blue is going to be white and I'm going to cry. So again, just Angel's Easy Cleaner and water. Let's get these going. All right, now that we've got that extra good, let's put this to the side so we don't take any chances. Let's grab our bleach, and you already know what we're gonna do. Now, here's what you have to learn, or here's what you have to know about using bleach in anything on, basically anything. Highly dilute it, use a brush that you can finally control where you're putting this down, and rinse it. I can't stress that enough, rinse it. Probably going to ruin everything that I'm wearing right now, but after all, it's for you guys. And by the way, I think I should have been wearing my rubber gloves. I actually bought latex gloves specifically for this, and I guess I'm just nasty because I'm not wearing them, but I recommend you do because after 36 years, God knows what these have seen. Okay, with this bleach, just be careful. We're just gonna lightly go over it here. It's gonna turn white almost right away, but don't get too excited because that's not gonna stay. When we get near this logo, even though it's screen printed, we're gonna be extra careful. Use a little bit more in here. Now don't get high expectations for these insoles. They don't come out that great. I mean, they just don't. Most of this is discoloration from acid burn and other stuff outside your normal soiling. If it was just dirt, we'd be able to easily get it off, but there's a lot more at play here. All right, guys, these are already looking a lot better, but we're going to take another step. We're going to use otoban. Now, what this does really is takes away odors. It's a disinfectant. A lot of people would start with this, but like I said, I'm nasty. I like to end with it. Let's read a little more here. It says, do not apply 1986 Nike, 1987, 85, we're good. Let's do it. Once you've got that in there, it's going to ripen the air a little bit, but go ahead and scrub it just a little bit more. Now that we've got that sprayed, we're going to take our other brush, not the bleach one, and go ahead and hit it once more. All right, guys, we've given that bleach plenty of time to work on this. I'm getting a little nervous. I want to rinse this thing out, and now we're going to rinse the whole thing out. And when we rinse this, I cannot stress this enough. Wring out the tongue. So get it soaked, wring it out, get it soaked again, wring it out, repeat. Keep doing that until all you see is water come out. If you see any suds, keep doing it. The same goes for the inside and the sock liner. Just be careful with it, guys. I don't want you to ruin your shoes. All right, guys, they're rinsed and they're already looking a lot better. What do you think? Yeah, not bad. So what we're going to do now is talk about a couple things we didn't do today, but you're definitely going to encounter if you're cleaning a lot of these older sneakers. And that is, what happens when you get the spots that just won't come off? You know, you can use bleach, yes, but what if it's on the interior part, something that's colored? This 802 spot remover, you do have to be careful, and it can take the color out. But if you're careful with this stuff, it can really do wonders. Now, this is good for pen marks, anything that's ink related, paint it'll take off, but you have to be really careful not to get it on the exterior. I mean, you can, but just be careful, like I said, and only do it to the areas that really are affected. Now, the other areas that we didn't cover today are the inside panels here and here. The reason being, these are just too nice to mess with. Basically, what you want to do with that is treat it like the rest of what we did today. Hit it with the rotary brush. You don't have to go too crazy. After all, no one sees it. And guys, we're not going to get these back to perfect, so don't be too hard on yourselves. All right, let's throw these on the dryer. I'm going to leave you here and, well, check out the next day. All right, guys, what do you think? I think they turned out really good. Are they perfect? No, but we can't expect perfection when we're cleaning the inside of a really heavily used 36-year-old shoe. But just check out the dramatic difference of the coloring alone. And guys, if you really have to restore color, use RIT dye. That's the best stuff you can use. It's really affordable. It's the way to go. Look at these insoles. All right, guys, please like, please subscribe, and we'll be back with some more content.